I serve on the board. There are over 200 cities in Oregon. Many of them are small, but some of them are larger than 10,000. And I know that their number one priority is to avoid preemption of local authority. We have different cities in Oregon, and we have a common desire for our communities to make decisions that most affect us. Really happy to be working with Montgomery County as well. Dr. Sharon Ryan's doing a great job on mental health care services. That's also is a high priority across the state, as is affordable housing. That everybody is really struggling with houselessness and how to help, and it's good to be united in that. Thanks, Jennifer, for your work. That's small.
Aye.
Aye.
Well, once again, affordable housing is filtered up to the top of our legislative agenda, and we're eager to work with our colleagues in the legislature to be successful there. And of course, funding for behavioral health continues to be a priority for the city and the county, and all of us believe quite strongly that this can impact our work on homelessness and housing issues, and we want to continue to support additional investments in mental health and addiction services. As I just mentioned, we're eager to stand as a strong partner in addressing environmental issues in carbon emissions and air toxics. There are many other priorities for the city, some of which we have not talked about, that are equally important around seismic resilience, public safety, local funding, and as Commissioners Fritz and Fish mentioned, authority. These challenges are taken up every day by us here, but they are bigger than we can solve alone. So it's very important that we develop these partnerships. I look forward to continuing to work with my colleagues in the Office of Government Relations to change policy, acquire funding, and fight off preemption to help Portland to continue to be a livable, vibrant, safe, and economically prosperous community for all. So I'm very pleased with the work that you have all done. I vote aye. Colleagues, we're a little bit ahead of schedule, so I'm going to shuffle things around. Could we please go to item? Oh, I apologize, Elizabeth.
No, I
Sorry.
just wanted to say thank you all so much for your leadership. I look forward to tapping each of your towns down in Salem and DC as you're available, and looking forward to pursuing this ambitious agenda on behalf of the city.
Well, as they say, Elizabeth, and by the way, you've just done an exceptional job in the last couple of years in your role. Planning is everything, plans are nothing. So let's see what we can execute on. Could you please call item 1336?
Now, I just mentioned, thank you, I'm sorry. I was listening to Laura John, and I neglected to thank you for being such a major part of this, both the federal and the state agenda. I'm very happy that our Director of Tribal Relations is helping us understand the need to protect our tribal sovereignty. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioner Fritz. Item 1336, please.
Authorize the second amended and restated visitor facilities intergovernmental agreement with Multnomah County and Metro.
Colleagues, this is a second reading. There's already been a presentation and testimony. Any further discussion? Carl, please.
Mr. Mayor,
No.
I thought you were bringing this
Oh,
back.
I'm sorry. I apologize. I am actually not reading the right side. Thank you for everybody staying on the ball. Colleagues, I'm referring this item back to my office. I'll read the following joint statement into the record. This was prepared by three principals in these conversations: the President of Metro, Tom Hughes, Chair Deborah Kafori from Multnomah County, and myself, Mayor of City of Portland, on what is the EFIGA. Quote, we had a substantive and productive discussion, this was just on Monday, about how the Visitors Facilities Trust account can deliver improvements across our community. We agreed on the tremendous opportunity before us to make an investment in homeless services and also to modernize our visitor facilities. This is a complicated intergovernmental agreement, and we will continue meeting in the new year to finalize additional details and arrive at a revised Visitors Facilities Trust account agreement that helps us to improve our visitor venues while providing critical support for the people living in our streets. That is the joint statement we issued, but I want to personally thank Metro President Tom Hughes and Multnomah County Chair Deborah Kafori for continuing this conversation. The agreement to carry this into the new year. It is a very, very complicated issue, but I am hopeful that we can reach some sort of a mutually agreeable resolution on this. So I'm going to refer this item back to my office. Thank you. Item 1340, please.
1340, vacate Front Street east of North Argyle Way, subject to certain conditions and reservations.
Colleagues, this is also this is really truly, honestly, a second reading. Please call the roll.
Fritz.
Aye.
Fish.
Aye.
Saltzman.
Aye.
Wheeler.
Aye. The ordinance is adopted. Next item, please, 1341.
Authorize the Water Bureau to acquire certain permanent and temporary property rights necessary for construction of the Willamette River crossing through the exercise of the city's eminent domain authority as a last resort.
Second reading, please call the roll.
Fritz.
Aye.
Fish.
Aye.
Saltzman. Wheeler.
I have to say, I thought this report was really fantastic. The presentation that was given, and if people did not have a chance to see it, I encourage you to go back and look at it on video. It was fascinating just from the perspective of the scale and the complexity of trying to do large capital construction projects like this. So if you're looking for the greatest hits of the Portland City Council, I thought it was one of the more compelling this year. I vote aye. The ordinance is adopted. Next item, 1322 was pulled off of the consent agenda, and we'll take it up right now.
That's yours.
1322, amend relocation policy to allow relocation assistance for executive and hard-to-fill positions in a lump sum of up to $10,000 and utilize the approved relocation vendor to enhance the onboarding experience and maximize utilization of funds.
So Commissioner Fritz had requested that this item be pulled. I'll turn it over to her. Commissioner Fritz.
Thank you. I believe that Bureau of Human Resources has an amendment to the title to reflect what's actually in the policy.
Very good. Good morning. Thank you for being here.
Good morning. For the record, I'm Ashley Grundy, Workforce Recruitment and Training Manager for the City of Portland. Per Commissioner Fritz's comment, we are amending the title to amend the relocation policy to allow relocation assistance in a lump sum of up to $10,000 and utilize the approved relocation vendor to enhance the onboarding experience and maximize utilization of funds. Ultimately, what we're seeking is to increase the relocation maximum from $5,000 to $10,000, implement the utilization of the approved relocation vendor, and provide a lump sum to the relocation vendor to organize relocation for hires.
So I move the amendment to delete the words for executive and hard-to-fill positions.
We have a motion.
So just to be clear, this amendment is designed to make this benefit available to more employees than simply bureau directors and senior executives. Is that correct?
That is correct.
It's to, which is the current policy. So it's to keep the current policy.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and we have a second. Any further discussion on the amendment?
Is that per person or
Please call the
total?
roll on the amendment.
10,000 per person?
Fish.
Aye.
Saltzman.
Jesus
Aye.
Wheeler.
Speak
The
on that,
amendment is
Bob.
adopted. Clarification from legal counsel, I assume at this point I will move it to second reading as amended. Is that correct? That is correct. But now that we've amended it, it has to go to the next reading, does it not? Or
No.
I'm sorry, I misunderstood the question. Yes, you may vote on it.
Very good. Call the roll. Thank you for clarification.
Public testimony.
Whoa!
Whoa, whoa.
Public testimony.
Come on, Bob.
I'm sorry.
Go up there and raise that point, Bob. If that's per person, that's outrageous.
I didn't have a sign-up sheet.
That's outrageous. What's the limit? How many people can they do it? Go for it, Bob.
Mr. Walsh, come on up. Come on
And
up,
Joe,
sir.
and or Bob, I'm sorry. Bob.
Yes, but not.
Good morning. My name is Joe Walsh. I represent Individuals for Justice. We're not sure about this amendment. Would someone please explain it to us?
It means that it's not limited. It's not limited only to the executive and hard-to-fill positions. It's if the commissioner in charge and the bureau director believe that it's necessary to pay relocation costs for any employee who's moving from elsewhere to here. That's what it does, because it was which is the current practice.
Okay, the amendment makes it more palatable because you're not excluding it to the upper rungs of executives, and you're including the employees, which is kind of nice. So if, for instance, Commissioner, you wanted to hire somebody in New York, and they couldn't afford to fly out here, you would reimburse them.
The way it works, is that okay if we have back and forth?
Right, let me ask this question. Is there anything in the ordinance or the amendment that answers the question, what happens when this person gets here and you decide what? You decide yes or no?
No, this isn't for the job interview, that's a different process. This is when the job has been accepted, the person is moving here, and Human Resources will actually provide, it's not even a reimbursement.
So you're gonna hire this person?
We've hired the person, we've got a signed agreement, they're moving here, and we will now have a company that will move their stuff for them.
So kind of like when I was in federal service, that's what they did in federal service. If they transferred us, they would pay the expenses.
Correct.
So we're finally into the 19th century as far as the city of Portland, when everybody else was in it a long time ago.
And this is a clarification too, that it's for the non-represented. The people who are in unions have the rules that are in their contracts. So this is for the non-represented staff.
Okay, these are all the questions that were asked about this. We were a bit confused exactly what you were doing, and your amendment even confused it more, even though it made it better. And we like that. If you're going to hire employees and bring them out here and moving expenses, we like that. We don't like it if it's exclusion of executives, and we're a little bit nervous about that, but we like your amendment. So we fully, the way it is being presented, that we would endorse this as a good idea, and let's see how this works. You might want to revisit it down the line someplace and see how it's working and maybe tweak it. The federal government has been doing this for about 100 years. I mean, this is not new stuff, so you could just mimic what they do. I mean, I moved around in civil service, I think, 3 times, to Hawaii and back and stuff like that. So it's not unusual, and it's a good idea. So congratulations on this item. Okay.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, I'll go. I'm totally against this. I believe that the city of Portland should look within the city of Portland for people to lead bureaus and work. I don't think we should be looking at in other areas and paying 10 grand for people to, or giving them 10 grand for moving expenses to move. Also, the other issue I have is it's per person. Well, what if the city hires a married couple? That's 20 grand right there. So we need to look at hiring within the city of Portland. I'm sure for every position the city of Portland has, there's someone in the city of Portland qualified to work that position. I mean, Portland's huge. And the outlying areas, they have a lot of people that are qualified. There's no reason to pay someone moving wages if they're from Oregon City. And you got, like I said, you got Hillsborough, Oregon City, Vancouver, places like that. There's more than enough qualified people to do anything in the city of Portland. We don't need to go New York, Chicago, Cleveland. We don't need to bring more people into the city. We have a housing problem. You know, what are you gonna do? Throw Portlanders out on the street so you can bring someone in from another area? That's not cool at all. More and more Portlanders are being misplaced. They're winding up on the streets because we got people from other states that are buying up the stuff, buying up the properties and building stuff up. And to hire someone from California or New York or Florida to come here and do a job that someone from the city of Portland can do is ridiculous. And that's what I have to say about that.
Good, thank you.
Good morning, Commissioners. For the record, Charles Bridgetrent Johnson. Maybe I should say Charles Bridgetrent Johnson 2.0 or something like that. But generally good, as Mr. Walsh noted, it's a standard practice. I think that for a government that's trying to be, supposedly trying to be transparent and maximize disclosure, it's weird that we would have a process where we determine an approved vendor